Question: how many of us photographers have spent the time to make an amazing looking website? We go out, we take amazing looking photos, only to return those images to your client using a file sharing service like Dropbox or Google Drive. I'm guilty, and I've always found it cringe. And for like the last year, I've been wanting to find something different, but we know how time is. We get stuck in our ways and we keep pushing the stuff back. But thankfully that problem has been solved thanks to the sponsor of this video, Pic-Time. I might be living under a rock, but before they reached out to me, I didn't know Pic-Time existed. Now, if you're like me and you never heard about Pic-Time, hopefully by the end of this video, you will have all the information you need to go try them out. But before we get into that, let me give you a little bit of background on me real quick. My name is Rondell Lane, and I've been a professional photographer since 2011, full-time since 2014, and I specialize in portraits. I also do video work, and I work with a lot of brands, entrepreneurs, local businesses, things of that nature. So now that we got the introduction out of the way, let's talk about Pic-Time. So I've been using Pic-Time for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. But prior to me using Pic-Time, my workflow went something like this. Most of the time, clients would tell me to choose the photos. They would say, I trust you as a professional. You pick the edits and send them to me. And for the other clients, they want to pick those images themselves. To accomplish this, I've done multiple different things over the years. I've done everything from uploading the images to like a private folder on my website, then sending that link to the customer, and they would write down the file numbers of each photo or take screenshots and then send it back to me. That just takes a lot of time. That's putting a lot of work on your client as well. And I feel like it's not the most professional thing. So once I stopped doing that, I say over the last like 2 years, I was using another online gallery just for them to make their selections. But oftentimes I would get an email or get a phone call or a text, and they're asking me how do they choose the favorites. It wasn't obvious to them. So that was a headache. Now, since I've been using Pic-Time, like I said, it's only been about 2.5, 3 weeks. But for the clients that I've sent proofs to, they had no problem. I even got a compliment on the layout. And so far so good. I'm loving it. And all the customers that I've sent it to right now are loving it. So once we're done with that and they've chose their photos, then I'm using another platform like Dropbox or Google Drive, and I'm sending them that link to download the photos. So that's a lot of moving around. That's a lot of different platforms that I'm paying subscriptions to and just having a customer do a lot of work. Now with Pic-Time, that issue has been completely solved and it saves me time. Let me show you how. So you can create your gallery name and the gallery date. You can upload a cover photo. I personally like the default layouts, but they do give you some options to customize the cover. So like we got this layout. If I had a vertical photo, I could change it that way. That's more of the image being shown right there. And just the text has been moved around. So let's go back to this one right here. It's typically going to choose a background color that correlates to what's in the image, but let's say I wanted to change that. You can just move that around. Like if I went with white, we'd have that, and then we go over to the text, and we're gonna make the text black. And that's just a quick change if you wanted to customize the cover photo. So let's go over to the gallery setup. We've got a bunch of different options under occasions. And let's see, for the actual gallery, you can set this to expire the same way it would with something like WeTransfer. You can allow them to share the album to their email, Facebook, social media. You can allow them to download high-res images or web-size downloads. If you're adding any videos, same thing. You can allow them to download those clips. You can allow them to download those clips for free, or you can set up a price list and price that at whatever value you choose to do. So we're going to talk about this ability to upsell. That's one of the main things that I love about Pic-Time, and I foresee me being able to make some extra money in the future. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I filmed an event. It was a back to school backpack giveaway. So there was a lot of vendors out there. I exchanged info with one guy who said he needs content. And the best I can explain his setup is it's like a mobile free throw gallery. But anyway, he texted me last night and was like, hey, can you send me some of the footage from the event? Now, if I chose to, I could upload those clips to a gallery here on Pic-Time and, price those clips at whatever I want to price them at and send them out to him. Now, that is a game changer right there. Because I can't tell you how many times I'm at an event and that type of thing happens, especially back when I used to shoot weddings. You might have the floral person reach out to you and ask if you can send pictures of their setup, or the caterers. I shoot a lot of events. If you're an event photographer or a wedding photographer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You end up meeting a lot of other vendors, and they typically will ask you if you could send them over some photos or some video clips. Now, speaking of that, here's something else that we got. So let's go back to the gallery setup. Go to more settings. Your main clients can download the images for free, but anybody that was a guest, you can sell the downloads. You can just go in here and make a price list. Now, once you go to your store, you got all these options. If you want to take those off, you can do so. But we're going to scroll down until we see photo downloads. So we're going to go here. Then you're going to go to your pricing, and you can change that to whatever you see fit. Now, I'm about to show you guys an awesome feature right here. Now, if you've been watching my channel, and I made a video about me not shooting weddings anymore. I've been retired for like 4 years, but I know this couple's family, so they brought me out of retirement, and I did shoot their wedding last month. But anyway, let's show you what I'm talking about here. Now, Pic-Time allows you to search through a gallery with keywords or by faces. Also, something I didn't mention is when you're creating your gallery, you can set up different scenes. So we got pre-ceremony, ceremony, and reception. It's over 400 pictures in this gallery. So let's say, I'm the groom and I want to see all the images that I'm in. I just click on that right there. Apply. And every photo that he's in is just automatically going to pop up. Tell me that's not cool. Now let's try searching with some keywords. I've actually never done this, so this is a live experiment right here. Let's try the example that they have, having fun. See what that pulls up. See? There we go. Pretty much all your reception photos with people dancing and having a good time. Smiles. I love it. Hopefully by now you're seeing just how cool Pic-Time is. Another invaluable feature that they've added in here is you can request for any visitor to enter the email, and anybody in business knows just how important a client email list is. And now when you run any sales, or if you send out a newsletter, you got all your emails in one space. Another great feature is the opportunity to sell prints right from the platform. You don't have to worry about handling any of that on your own. And they offer a really cool way to do sales automation. So let's say you are a wedding photographer. You have a ready to go sales automation strategy. You can run an early bird special, for example. Let's turn that on. You might do 2 weeks from the time you submit their gallery for them to save 20%, 30%, whatever you want to price it at. You got a gallery expiration promo, abandoned cart. You guys know what that is. We've all added stuff to our shopping cart but didn't actually make the purchase. Then you get an email a couple of days later saying, hey, you forgot to purchase whatever that item was. So then you got your anniversary gift approaching a year. After they got married, you can run another sale. So Pic-Time just gives you a lot of extra ways to make money. And the very last thing I want to talk about, you remember my process earlier? I said when the customers would send me their selections or the file numbers or screenshots, I'd have to then go back into that catalog and pull those images out to get prepared to edit them. Now let me show you how easy Pic-Time makes this. So we're going to go to workflow, and then we're going to go to user favorites. So that's all the images that she chose. So from there, I can either download those images, and these are all the images that I need to retouch, or I can create a CSV list, and I can copy those for Lightroom, and it's going to pull those up automatically in Lightroom. So I don't have to go digging for those files. I don't have to go searching. It's right there, ready for me to edit, and it's done. That is a major time saver, and we all know time is money. So if you're interested in checking out Pic-Time, there's going to be a link in my description as well as pinned to the comments. You can get a 30-day free trial and an additional 30 days once you pick a paid plan. If you're currently a user of Pic-Time, let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. I'm still new to Pic-Time. I'm still learning everything that it can do. I'm sold so far. I wish I would have made this change a long time ago. I'm just thinking about all the potential money that I left on the table. But again, if you want to check it out for yourself, you can get 30 days free plus an additional 30 days once you pick a paid plan. But other than that, y'all, thank you guys for checking out the video. Thank you, Pic-Time, for the sponsorship. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.